Okay, so I'm going to take it slow, and we will go through things, and you guys just stop and let me know where you have questions. So I think the best way to start off, I'm going to leave ads for the end because we want to make sure that you see all the things that you didn't know were there first. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go over to the campaigns applet. Okay. So to get to any of the applets on your screen, you just go over here to the left-hand side, you kind of hover over it, and a little mouse will pop, a little word will pop up and tell you what it is. Okay. We're going to go to campaigns first. Now that's not because we're going to run an ad. I'm actually going to show you some organic ideas and ways you could use campaigns. Organic meaning not paid, so not an ad. Okay. So up here in campaigns, and this is ever growing as we know, you have your dashboard, you have your paid ads, you have your emails, you have your direct mail, and you have your social posts. Okay. Paid ads is obviously going to be your Facebook ads, Twitter ads, Instagram ads, and Google ads as well. Emails is going to be where you send all of your broadcast emails. We went through that in depth, and it's a really cool thing now, how you can use the templates and all of that. Okay, so that's emails. Direct mail, you can actually log in here and create postcards, like just listed, postcards just sold. You can actually select the area that you want to send them to, and you can pay right there in command, and they, with a third party mail out company, they will mail the number of postcards that you chose for you. So that's another really cool feature, and we can do another training on that. And then right here we have social posts. So that's where we're heading over to, is social posts. Okay. Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. It has been a while. Glad to see you guys all popping back in. Okay. By the way, how's the real estate business where you are? Anybody, everybody? That question's for everybody. How is it? Are you guys going through what we're going through? We have like no inventory. Everything is gone, snippety snappity. Buyers are really struggling. New construction is 6 months to a year out of being built. Yeah, you guys are seeing a lot of the same stuff there. Yeah. So we're working, right? We're busy, but it's a tough market for sure. All right. So what you're probably going to want to do while you're out there being crazy in the market, here in Las Vegas, we are just like zooming for sure, trying to get buyers into in writing multiple offers. Yeah. Listing agents have the advantage right now. You got it, Andrea. Exactly. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to want to time block for some of your marketing that you're going to want to do. And this component that I'm showing you right here is an exact way to do that. What you can do is you can actually use this content calendar to schedule out, or social media calendar, to schedule out posts that are going to go out whatever days of the week and times you have them going. Okay. So if you have time on Sunday afternoon or Saturday morning, or at the end of your workday, or if you get up super early like I do and it's the beginning of your workday, then you can actually use this scheduler to set and forget your posts for the week to go out. Okay. So this is really, really a cool activity that can help you stay on top of mind all throughout the week. Okay, so let me show you how this works. There's actually a couple of ways to get to the different elements. One is up here, you can click create a new campaign. Now, when you see create a new campaign, that does not mean an ad. A campaign is a paid ad, email broadcast, direct mail, or social posts. So campaigns, all of those things, not necessarily paid. Isabel says, yay, no more Hootsuite. Yes, if you've ever used Hootsuite or CoSchedule or any of those types of things, the idea is that this would replace that. What we're going to do is we're going to create social posts. We're going to then be able to monitor how well they do. We're going to be able to see the likes and the shares. The only challenge is that we don't have all of our social media channels connected here. We've got some basics. So if you look up to the right here, I have all channels selected. What we could have is Facebook and Twitter. And hopefully over time, we'll see more develop. But right now we have the ability to at least schedule out through Facebook and through Twitter. And if you're savvy at all with your social media, what you can do is you can say, if I post to Facebook, then also post to Instagram. You can do that through your Facebook settings. You can do that through your Instagram settings. You can do that through any automation software like Zapier or Ifit, IFFTT. Hold on, I need to look and see. IFFTT. Yeah, IFTTT. I never can remember how to spell that because it's obviously, not the correct spelling. So they're all the if this then that kind of formula creators, okay? But yes, Facebook and Instagram, especially being owned by the same company, you can connect and share from one to the other. So that way these would still work, but not directly from command to Instagram. Okay, the first time you ever use this, you will need to make sure that your social pages are connected, okay? And if you ever want to know where those things are, if you look up here by your name in the upper right-hand corner and click that little arrow, if you go down to settings, you'll actually see all of your connections. You're going to see DocuSign, Facebook, Twitter, your business social media accounts. All of that is done through here. But what's really cool also is throughout the applets that we're using, we're now seeing spots where we can add those right from the applet, which is nice as well. Okay, so you can go to create a new campaign, or you can go right down here. You can look at the day, week of March 7th to March 13th, and you can just click create a social post. Okay, so now what happens here is you get a blank box. From here, you can upload a photo, you can upload a video, you can add a link, you can browse the design library, which we'll do that in a couple minutes, okay? And right from here, you can schedule the post or publish immediately. So here we have March 13th at 10 a.m. If that doesn't work for you, click the calendar, pick the day, and then just pick your time right down here. And you'll be able to create your schedule. Okay. Now here's the thing. If you choose Facebook and Twitter, it will require your text up here to be the size of a tweet. And if you go longer than a tweet, then it's going to tell you we can't post that much on Twitter. Okay. So I think it's still 140 characters. I think it is the size of a tweet. Okay. So let's just say you're going to put something here like just sold in Summerlin. This 3-bedroom single story home sold in 3 hours flat. Okay. Now I've got a little spell checker on my computer. There's a little extension that was telling me I needed to correct that. Okay. And then you might say, wondering what your home might sell for. Click here to find out instantly. Okay, now we're above the one. See how it counts the number of characters right here? All right. Okay, now to use emojis, I'm going to give you a shortcut with Command. All you have to do is click the colon. So you didn't see that I did that, but I typed in the little colon next to your letter L on the keyboard there. And then if you start typing in a keyword, it will start showing you all of these little emojis that are related to that keyword. Okay. So that is something. Oh, okay. Mario says 280 characters on Twitter. Wow, that's double what it was. All right, that's awesome. So you can get quite a bit in here. Okay. Now I can add a link if I want directly to this box. So let me give you an example. On my KW Command website, I got fancy and I added a home value calculator. So let me talk about that for a second for those of you that have not seen this. I'm going to scroll down here to the instant home value estimate. We'll let this calculator populate. Okay. This calculator is actually being comprised from a tool that I use and was already paying for. So I didn't necessarily go out and just pay for this tool to put a home value calculator on here. It was a tool I already use. Now I get an extended free trial for you guys. For those of you that want to check this out, it's listings2leads.com/Ballen, Ballen. I think Jeff will throw that link out there for you guys too. And up here, oh, that's weird. It's got Ballen Brands logo on there instead of mine. So right here, it says Lori Ballen invites you to a 30-day free trial versus the 14 days that everybody else gets. So if you want to try this, you get double the length of time. Okay. Now, one of the reasons why I did this is because what I have learned is that home sellers, the top leads that I get on the top leads that I get online for sellers is for home valuation requests. Now, typically, those are coming from blogs. People are searching how much is real estate commission, how fast can I sell my house, what are closing costs when I sell a house. They find my website and then they fill out the home value calculator. That's on my main website. But on Command, I thought, okay, well, let's go ahead and try to put it on there as well. And then I can drive ads through there. I can do organic social posts. Okay. Now, this is just a page that I added. I've got a video that shows you how to do this, but it's just a page I custom added and then put up here in this menu right there. Now, my brothers, Jeff and Paul at Ballen Brands, they build out these websites, okay? So if you need help with this, they actually do those integrations for you. They'll put in the home value calculator, they'll put in the mortgage calculator, they can put in the school widget. If those are important to you to have on your website, that's definitely something that they can help with as well. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take this link, home value estimate, you see that? There's the domain name. And I'm going to put it in this social post ad. Okay, there we go. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to upload a photo or a video or a link. So if I want to, I could make a little video about the home value calculator and I can upload it. The challenge is this right here. The size of the video must be smaller than 40 megabytes. The duration must be less than 120 seconds. Last I checked, that was 2 minutes. Supported formats are MP4 and M4V. So 2 minutes. So think about like you're making a TikTok video if you're on TikTok, or you're making a YouTube short, or you're making an Instagram reel, or you're making one of those just cute little social videos that just have these little glimpses of things like that. That's the kind of video that would go here, okay? Now here, it will take any video that has an MP4 or an M4V extension, or you can click here and use a video URL. So if you have a video URL to YouTube, to Wistia, to BombBomb, to whatever it happens to be, or to a video that you have on your website that has a URL. You can put it there, but it's still going to require it to be the right length. So that's going to be tricky. Okay. Now there's other places where you can use longer video, but in this particular case, you've got to keep that short. So think to yourself, TikTok, YouTube short, really short a little thing. Okay. So now let's just say we want to upload a video. You can browse from your computer and you can upload the picture of the house, or we can go into designs and create something. Let's just go ahead and do that right now so that I can show you, and then we'll come back to what the quick posts look like that are little posts that are already created for you to use for social media. So since we're already into this here, let's go ahead now and look at Browse Design Library. So what this does is it now opens designs, okay? Do we have anybody online here that has never used designs? Lene says, what is the information for the Seattle company that will help build out command enter websites? Well, Jeff and Paul at Ballen Brands do that. Paul's in Seattle. You don't have to be local though. They build everybody's. Okay. So ballenbrands.com, Jeff and Paul Helvin. Okay. Isabel, why are you sad? Oh, because you've never used designs. Okay. So only one person out of 100 has never used designs before. That's good. Okay. So there's a couple more that haven't used it. All right. So if you're logging into designs for the very first time, you're actually going to see a blank white screen. You will not see these images that I have on my screen because these are the templates that I've already created. Personally, I think this is one of the most confusing parts about Command is, and maybe they've changed this and I don't know because I'm already in here, but the first time I logged in, it was just like a blank white screen. I was looking at this going like, what do I need to do? How do I get to where I need to go? And then I started playing around with the filters on the top that I actually don't even see now on this page. And that wasn't doing anything. So I finally discovered that I needed to click. Oh, it's not here. Are they working in designs today? I hope. Okay. There is no, I may have to open this from another window. There's no add button. There's no plus sign to add the, usually there's a big blue plus sign on the bottom right, and that's how you start a new design.
I think you're actually already in your My Design templates. So like they have been changing this a little bit. So there's the Back to Creator tab on the top left, but it's in your template library, and you're right, it doesn't have your.
There's usually a big plus sign to start. Yeah, okay, the filter moved, so that's up there. Okay, so does anybody know? I don't want to go back to creator because I'm afraid then we just go right back to our ad. Okay, so this is very common when you're building beta software that we run into things and have to go, okay, let me do another little way around that. If there's not an obvious.
I just realized too. So it's because you access this area from the socials where it wants you to actually choose a design you've already made.
Oh, okay. See, that's tricky. There's nothing that tells us this. Okay, so in this particular instance, which is different than when you run a Facebook ad, in this particular instance, you have to create the design first. It's not letting us create the design from the applet the same way the Facebook ads one was. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to a new tab. We'll go back to creator. I'll just do it this way. I'm going to open a new tab so that we can just go ahead and create a design so you can see how this would work. So we're going to go up here and we're going to go into designs. Okay, there we go. So the first time you log in here, it will all just be a white screen. Then you click on this big blue plus sign. Now it will open the availability for us to get into the templates that we want to create. We're going to go to social because today we're doing all social media, and we're going to click next. Give that just a moment there to open. Okay. Now, this is absolutely incredible. The library of assets that we have to work from. I am telling you, you could sit down and create a scheduled social post for every day and probably not use the same image all year long. I mean, there's so much you can edit and change and use. Okay. Now I want to show you a couple things here. As you start scrolling down, anywhere you see a little arrow, that usually creates expansion of some kind. Okay. So clicking on an arrow is going to open more options for you. And as you can see, as I open these, there are a bunch of little libraries within each larger library. So we'll start with listings, and we're going to go to for sale. In each one of these segments, what you're going to notice is that you have social wide images. So you guys, pop quiz, a wide image like this, that's shorter and wider. What social platform is this image going to be best for? And I'll give you a hint, there's more than one. So yes, Facebook, absolutely. Facebook, most of the social media platforms will adapt now. So whether you're using square or horizontal, a lot of times you can still use them both. But these wider ones are best for Facebook and Twitter. Okay. If I'm going to go with square, these, or if I'm going to go with Instagram, I'm probably going to go to these square ones. Do we have any big LinkedIn users on here? I'm going to say I'm going to have to, I would have to look, but I think either or on LinkedIn, wide, or you know what we'll do? Ideal size image on LinkedIn. Let's just look for a quick. According to the moderator of LinkedIn's help forum, the ideal image size is 552 by 368. Tall. That's like the size of a pin on Pinterest. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. I'd have to go poke around. Okay, so I think square and wide, but it's weird. Whatever that little snippet was giving us the size of a Pinterest pin dimension. Maybe wide, more horizontal wide. Okay, so it will adjust. So I would say either or. But for some reason, when it comes to Instagram, the wide square is still definitely preferred, even though you can use them all and they will adapt. Okay. Now, stories are more like the Pinterest size, right? These are 1080 by 1920 pixels, or 9:16 aspect ratio. So if you're going to use stories, now stories, you guys, let me just tell you something. We are missing so much opportunity when it comes to Facebook stories. People think Instagram stories, Pinterest has stories now. These make great pins too, by the way, for any of you guys that are on Pinterest. And I'm shocked at what happens with stories. I'll open my phone, and I don't scroll a lot these days. And Facebook's gotten so boring. I don't know. But what I do notice is up at the very top, I know you can't see this, but right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it scrolls. And if you've got your phone, you can look. Right up top, I can see Lorraine, Melissa, Angie, Clarissa, Lori Paul, Amy Barlow. So what happens is oh, actually, I think I can show you. Well, let's not do it. On a desktop, because I don't know who's going to pop up there. On a desktop, you see these big, large pictures up there that are stories. So, you might have thousands of friends on Facebook that the algorithm decides who can see your post and who can't. But stories, you end up like cementing yourself at the top of Facebook for 24 hours. And there are people that I won't see their post ever, but I see their story when it gets up there. So these are great opportunities to create some stories that will actually show up on Facebook. And business pages have stories now as well. So you can post organic stories. Now, you don't have to use the post scheduler. You can edit one of these images and you can download it to your computer, and then you can upload it right from there if you want to. Okay. So I'm going to come back to our options, but in the case of the ad that we're making right now, we're doing a just sold. So if you scroll down here to just sold, right? And then we're doing a social wide because we're primarily doing Facebook and Twitter. All right. So I love these. I'm really partial to these ones like this. These new white, I don't know how to describe them, but they're so clean. They're just crisp and clean. I love this style right now. All of the website designs and page builders and newsletter platforms, email autoresponders, all of these are moving to this lots of white space and these crisper, clean lines. So I love this. I just think this one's beautiful myself. Do you guys like this one too? I think they're just gorgeous. So right up here, yeah, Isabel says like Apple. Exactly. I love these clean brands. So to change something on the design, all you have to do is change just listed, and we're going to go to just sold. Okay. And then here, we're going to go to 123 Main Street, Summerlin. And you could put whatever you want in there. If you want to put the whole zip code, you can. Okay. Now in the upper right up here, you have where it says KWDBA name. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to replace the KWDBA name with your correct KWDBA. Okay. You can get that. Does everybody here know where to go get your DBA logo? Do you already have access to that? I don't want to teach it if it's not necessary. So you're going to want to make sure that you upload or access your own KWDBA logo there. Okay. For those that don't know, you can actually go into mykw.kw.com, go to technology, and it's in there where you can go get your logos, or you can get them from your market center, of course. All right. So here, what we do is we click on the image that we want to replace. We find the image that we want to replace it. And then we just click this little wheel and it pops it right in there. Now, this is a drag and drop editor, which means I can just click things, drag them around, and drop them wherever I want to. Okay, perfection. Now, I would go ahead and change these things on the bottom, but let me show you something really cool. If you have already sold this listing, but it's in the KWLS listing system, okay, so it wasn't like a pocket listing or something that didn't run through the MLS, you can click down here on KWLS and you can search for the listing that you just sold. Now you can search by MLS number, by your KWLS ID, by a listing agent, by a co-listing agent. Okay. So I'm going to search. Oh, can you not search? You can search by address, can't you? Okay. If you're having problems replacing the image, Well, let's go through the process before I address that. Usually the problem comes when you try to drag and drop it, in my experience. If you use the replace wheel, it usually comes out pretty good. However, sometimes you might have to go in to your own computer, resize the image, and then put it in here. Also, if you're well, let me show you how this works first, because I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go to search by listing agent, Krista Porter. She's on my team. And I'm going to go to, oh, I don't know if that'll work. Weird. Search by listing agent. Is that not working? Oh, maybe it only pulls me.
It's just, well, it's also saying no result, as if there isn't a current.
Oh, it won't pull the just sold then.
Yeah, we'd have to use specifically the address because it's only searching active.
Okay, let's, Jeff, give me an address of one that you sold. 113 Zia Street.
Yeah.
Okay, search has a long way to go on here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to pick a random house right now so that we don't have to go through all of that trying to figure it out. It'll be different probably for you. On my team, nothing goes in my name. Everything goes into my agent's name. So it's harder for me to find things.
Zia Street's actually right there in the middle. It did pull up. Yep.
Oh, sure enough. Okay, thank you. Okay, that's not going to be the prettiest picture, but we're going to go with it anyway. Okay, so now we're going to click select because this is real life. All of our listings aren't the most showable. And we'll just take this kitchen. Okay, so here's how it works. So you click on the image itself. Then you hover over the image you want to replace it with, and you click the replace image wheel. See that? It actually worked perfectly. Here's where it doesn't work. If you do this. Oh, it did work. It may not always. Okay, so that one actually turned out really good. I wouldn't necessarily feel the need to change that based on how that popped up. It looks perfectly fine. Okay, so these KWLS features actually show up in really cool places when we want to create brochures and postcards and things like that. When you can find your listing, you can drop it in here. Now, in my market, in my market, let me show you something that's not allowed. I don't know if it's allowed where you are. Let me just try to drag this one. Yeah, see, it changed. It's not putting the whole picture in there because of how it's cropping it, which is actually good in this particular case. But there's a little watermark stamp when ours goes through the MLS, and it says Las Vegas Association of Realtors on it. And it's actually against the terms of service for us to use that picture once it has that stamp on it. So I'm careful when I'm going through mine to make sure that that isn't something that's visible in the picture, or that I'm just uploading a picture straight from my computer. Okay, just something to keep in mind there for those of you that might want to know that. Now, here's another cool hack I like to show people how to do. I personally am a big advocate for branding. And we all know that in order to build a brand, you need an identifiable, recognizable image of some sort. A lot of times people use brand colors, really specific brand colors, or a brand logo. Maybe it's a brand, maybe it's your picture. Okay. I still, in 2021, am in the belief that your image, your picture, your face is still more identifiable than any logo. And the reason why I say that is because the reason why McDonald's and the Golden Arches are as recognizable as they are is because of the years that they put into advertising and having their restaurants all over town. The Starbucks coffee symbol, the logos that you recognize, people had the money to really get those out there. So it's while I believe in having a logo, I still think your own face will create more memorability. Is that a word? Will implant more of a memory with people. And if they see that same image over and over and over again, you're more likely to have somebody do business with you. You can ask Jeff. Jeff and I were just talking about it yesterday. He's like, Lori, I got a call. Somebody wants to buy in Summerlin and they want you. That's it. They want you. They don't want anybody else. This is what they want. And the person, they recognized my reputation, my face, they wanted Lori. Now that's not always good when you have a team, because I don't want to go out and work with a client. So Jeff, in fact, Jeff did a great job. They are going to work with Jeff. After all, they wanted a woman and they have to live in Summerlin, and Jeff's not a woman and he doesn't live in Summerlin, but he still got it. So that's that kudos to Jeff for that skill set. But anyway, having your brand identity really matters. I know that's a whole nother class. So come over here to images and upload a picture of yourself. Okay. Now I am going to grab a company image. Let's see if are there any pictures of people? There we go. Because I'm not going to browse my computer right now. Let's see if I can find a good image. Okay, I think this will work. Okay, so let's just say this is a picture of you. We're going to add it to, oh, I can't do it from here. I'm so silly. Okay, I hope Command adds this, but they haven't yet. You're going to go over to a new tab and you're going to open remove.bg is one way to do this. Okay. You're going to upload an image. Let me just grab a picture of me really quick so that we can do this together. Okay, here we go. Let's just take this one. Okay, so I'm just going to right click, save image as Lori, upload it. Lori. Okay. Now, look what it just did. Background's gone. Okay. Now you're going to download this from here and then upload it into Command. Another way to do this is if you have Canva Pro, and Jeff, if you can, do you have my link to Canva Pro? Because they get 30 days free trial with my Canva Pro link.
Yep,
let me
I'll add it.
You got it?
Yeah, I'll add it.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to put Canva up here. 30-day free trial for the Pro version. Pro version is a paid version. You have to use this thing I'm about to show you. A full disclaimer, I do have affiliate relationships with the software that I use. So if you make a purchase within a certain time frame, I also benefit. No extra cost to you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go down to, let's just pull this girl up here. All right, perfect. She's a perfect example. So this is your picture. You just had your pictures done. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Effects, Background Remover. Let's see how well it does with that sun behind her. And now it's going to remove the background. Hers got a little crazy because the hair and because of the sun there, but you can adjust it. Very seldom do I have a picture that comes out that's not spot on. And it's only when there is like a really distracting background, something in the back that's really distracting. Okay, there we go. So this will be more of what your background's probably like. Effects, background remover. Okay, now once this finishes, what you want to do is you want to download it in a PNG file. It'll give you options. So see how perfect that was for his? So right here, I'm going to go to download, and I'm going to download it in a PNG and transparent background. That transparent background is what's going to give it that ability to lay over an image like we're going to do in a second without having a white box on the background. Okay. So we're going to download, and then you would come over to your KW command and you would upload it into your assets, into designs. Okay. In my case, I already have mine. So let's just go with this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click on this little plus sign. Oops, that one has a background. That's weird. Oh, there I am. Okay, so there I am with no background. So just drag it, put it where you want it. And then these little boxes here will let you make things bigger or smaller. Okay. So personally, I think if you're going to be doing these social media campaigns, put your picture on the picture as many times as you can, because people are going to start seeing you. There she is again. There she is again. There she is again. There she is again. That's marketing. That's branding. That's how people get to know you. Okay. Now, my suggestion is that you, on a branding topic, that anytime something significant changes, you take new pictures. Okay. You lose a bunch of weight. I mean, even my picture now is outdated and it's only a year old, but I don't look like that anymore. It's crazy how that happens. But if your hair changes drastically, if your weight changes drastically, I would suggest taking a new picture. Okay. And I don't like it when we use pictures from 1970 and it's 2021, right? So make sure your picture stays updated. You don't have to be always wearing the same clothes in your picture. You can have a series of pictures, and as long as it's your face and they recognize you, that you're not wearing sunglasses or hat or anything, you're still creating this branding. Okay. Aren't those some cool effects? I love that. Okay. All right. So now let's just say this is the picture, this is the image we're going to use. I'm not going to go into too much more detail on this one. So we can save this to command. We can download it. Okay, here's where we rename it. So let's rename this our just sold, because we're doing that ad. Now let me see if my ad will pick it up now. You have unsaved changes. Do you want to save your design? Yes, save it. I always download my designs to my computer first, just because it is a beta software. Anything could happen. They could be doing updates and boom, you lose all your work. So I like to save it first. Okay, so it's in the design library. Let's see if this will pick it up without me refreshing now. It may or may not. So we'll go to Browse Design Library. It worked. There we go. Click that. It's going to upload the image. Now, I don't crop the image. I leave it wide. Okay. If you crop it, it's going to chop it and it's going to make it look all weird. Let the social media platform resize it. I leave it as is. Crop image. Okay. Now you're set to go. You're good to go. Now you can schedule that post. We scheduled it for March 13. Click schedule post. It'll show you the preview. This is what it looks like on Facebook. This is what it looks like on Twitter. This is beautiful. Here's the number of comments. Here's the number of shares or retweets. Here's the number of likes, reactions, and you can click schedule post, and then you'll be able to come back here and check how it's doing over time. Okay. I'm laughing at your guys' chat. Okay. All right. So who just learned something new you didn't even know was there? This whole ability to go in and schedule those posts is genius. And we need to be using this element. Okay. Now, before we take our break, because we are going to take a 10-minute break before we get into the second half, let me show you the posts that are already done for you and how to use these. Super easy. Over here on the right, there is something called quick posts. these are posts that have already been created for you. You can just share and go. Don't worry about this first one. We're going to come back to that after the break. This one right here is a good example. Social posts. So let's click on it so we can see what it looks like. Look what it just did. It typed in all the text for us. Are you preparing to move during cold and flu season? Remember to add these items to your packing supplies, mask, gloves. So, okay, whatever. You can add to this. You can add links to this. You can do whatever you want, or you can do nothing else. It's just a post. This post is not designed to generate real estate leads. It's designed to create engagement and awareness on your Facebook business page or on your Twitter account. Okay. So if it's all good, the images, you don't need to change anything. Look how fast this is. Go ahead and click schedule. Pick the day you want to schedule it. Let's go with March 12th, and let's go with 9:00 p.m. What the heck? Let's try it out. You can click preview and see what the post looks like. And as long as that's fine, then you just click. I don't know what I just did. I did something. Now it's squirrely. Then you can just click schedule post. Okay, come back. Come back. There it goes. Oh, okay, perfect. Look, so here's our first scheduled post, just sold. Got our descriptions. Now here's where we'll be able to see how well it performed on Facebook. Here's how to see how well it performed on Twitter. And then our other one is down here. I don't even know if that went through. I clicked something by mistake. Okay, now let's say you go all the way down and you post these 3 or 4. If you click shuffle, it'll bring in more. Okay. You see this? Now, something I want to warn you about is when you're shuffling through these and you see a house, let me see if I can find that one I was just looking at. See how many there are? There's this one. This house probably doesn't exist in Vegas. I mean, it might, but it's not a super common style for Vegas. So when I post this quick post, I may go in and just change the picture. Okay. So for example, if we go to click that post and I say, that just doesn't really look like Vegas, I can X out of there, or I can, let me just close it, browse design library. And then I can go in here and pick one of the templates that I created that would be better for that house. Okay. I do miss the fact that we can't just go straight in and create designs like we can in Facebook ads. That's so weird to me. Okay. There also is a really cool one for the app. Is that still bouncing around here in the shuffle? There's one for the app that actually suggests to people that they download your app, and the post literally adds your app link because KW Command knows who you are. So it adds your app link. So that's really cool. So now that we have an understanding for how we can use this social scheduler to do the quick post, to do our own original post if we want to. We can also download images and put them on whatever social platform we like. We can use Ifit or Zapier to connect all of our platforms, or we can connect through the platforms themselves. So we've got lots of opportunity here on how to use all this. Okay, so let me show you this one. Raise your hands or type in there for me if you have never seen the neighborhood videos. If you have never seen the neighborhood video or have never seen how to use it, raise your hand or type in there for me so that I just know if this is a new feature for you guys a lot as well. Okay. All right. So we're getting a lot of people that have not seen it. This is a really cool little piece that you can use on your social posts. You can use in your email broadcast. You can put this in your smart plans. There's so many creative ways to use this system for lead gen and cultivating leads, okay? On the right-hand side, there's something here called Create Your Own Neighborhood Video. Now, this won't always be at the right. You can also get here by clicking on Create a New Campaign and then choose Social Post. And then we're going to create, oh, nope, can't get there that way. My bad, sorry about that. Where is the, I got it from here, create a social post. I guess we just go into designs to create the video as well. Well, for right now, just so that I don't have to hop back into designs, we'll look at that in a minute. I'm going to go from right here where it says create your own neighborhood video and go ahead and click that little arrow, that little share button. Okay, now what we're going to do is we need to select a neighborhood that we want this video to be about, keeping in mind that the neighborhood boundaries are not perfect. The data that all of these different MLS and IDX providers and things use is different. So it's not going to be identical matches to what's in our MLS, but you can make changes to things. So let's just go right here, select neighborhoods, and let's just say I want it to be Summerlin. I think these are still the next door boundaries. If anybody here knows anything different, please speak up. Originally, I believe that's how this was all created, was off of the next door boundaries, okay? So let's just say I wanted to, let's see if there's Boulder City. Oh, I made one for Boulder City the other day. Okay, so Jeff, my brother, lives in Boulder City, Nevada, and I'm actually moving there too later this year. It's still in our service area. It's just, we have Vegas, and then we have a little city, big city called Henderson, and then we have Boulder City, which is the town that was created when they built the Hoover Dam. Anyway, we still serve all of it. It's not, it doesn't take us out of the Vegas area. But Boulder City is a very quaint little small town in Nevada. And so we're going to click next. So choose the neighborhood. Does it give us zip code options too? Let me see. I don't always know if they've added. Nope. Okay, just neighborhoods. All right, so let's just go. So you can choose a city, you can choose a neighborhood as long as the boundaries are there. And only one, you only can choose one neighborhood at a time, okay? Because it's going to be specific to that neighborhood. So then we're going to click next. Okay, so here's what it's saying. Here's the data we came up with. For Boulder City, the average price range is $396,033.33. If you don't think that's correct because you're using your MLS and you think it's more like 425,000, you can make changes here. You're not locked into that, okay? Now, average home prices are, click the little arrow, on the rise, on the decline, or holding steady? Well, Boulder City, just like the rest of the United States right now, pretty much is on the rise. Average price per square foot, you can change that if you want to. Average price per square foot is also on the rise. Number of homes for sale. So according to this, there are only 9 homes for sale right now in Boulder City. Okay, can I change that? I don't know, let's find out. Yeah, so you can change the name up here too. Well, gosh, then you're not actually stuck to any boundary. You just choose any neighborhood, change this up here, and then put in whatever math you want. And then you don't need to worry about the borders. The only reason the borders matter in this particular case is because it's pulling some data for us. But if you're going to put in your own numbers anyway, it doesn't matter what the boundaries are, because we're not going to see a map in a minute. It's just making a cute little cartoon video out of whatever facts we're giving them. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter about the borders, okay, as long as you want to enter your own math here. Borders only matter if you're going to leave it alone, okay? Now, this is cool. Down here, you can choose features about the area. So Boulder City is historic. Boulder City is very outdoorsy. Now I can click here and it'll give me other options. There are definitely a lot of animals. Okay. So you can go down here, and dog lovers, farm culture. What do you think fits that neighborhood? Hipster, hops and brew. That's really cool. Shopping, sights to see, students, trendy eats, wine lovers. Okay, so you can pick whatever one you want in there. And it says right here, top 3. And then you have your agent information, and it's pulling this agent information directly from your marketing profile, but you can change it. You want to put, maybe I'm doing this for my team and I want to put Krista up here, or I want to put Jeff's face up here and put Jeff Helvin and his info. Market center number is already in there. Okay. Then click next. Okay. It's generating the video for us. I'm going to go ahead and play it just for those of you that haven't seen this before, what it actually looks like. And now this video can be scheduled on your social posts. So let's click to watch it. Right. I didn't change the days on market. Days on market are obviously, we're going to put days on market, 3 hours. No. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely not.
In Boulder City, it probably is. There's the only 9 homes that haven't sold for the last year and a half because they're just not priced right or something, or all that's left. So maybe that is accurate. Not for reasonable homes.
That those days are the only homes that are left are the ones that won't sell. Yeah, that's anyway, you can change those to be whatever you want. Okay. So you can now download after you create that video, which you can do in designs, which we're going to go back to over here in a minute. Here it is. So if you go to designs and click on video, and then click the little plus sign. There it is, video, next, then you can create the video from here. Now, once it's created, you can actually download it. That download can now be used in your email, in your, on your landing page for that neighborhood. If you've been to my landing page trainings, those things are awesome. I mean, you can build a page landing pages allow you to upload the video. The website pages, you have to use a weird workaround. But let's just say you're going to create a landing page for an open house that you're hosting. And, maybe you're hosting a virtual open house and you can put that little neighborhood video on there if you want to. There's lots of ways to use that neighborhood video. You can use it in your ads if you want to create a video ad on Facebook. You can absolutely use that for all of those things. Okay, so that's a really cool feature you can use for social as well. Okay, now let's go back to social. I'm going to click the plus sign on the bottom right. I want to show you some more things that you may not know are here that you can use for social media. Okay. For those of you that are Ballen Method lifers or VIPs, there is a KW Command course, and there are also little, my week-long course that I just had. Those are all in, just click on your courses and you can see them all. In some cases, I've got YouTube videos, smaller bite-sized lessons and things like that. So if you want to come over here, I'm just answering somebody's question. I was just saying, if you want to come over here to youtube.com, we're going to type in Lori Ballen KW command because I can never remember. Okay, there it is. Lori Ballen at your command. And if you go to videos, type in, there's actually a search filter, the little magnifying glass. So you could type something in like landing page. There's one, KW command landing pages training video. The new one that I highly recommend you watch is this one right here. Let me send you this link. 3 ways to send video through KW command. This is an awesome little course or a little a tutorial video. I'm just trying to find where my chat is. There it is. All panelists and attendees. Okay, there you go. That video, that video, I actually show you how to send video through a broadcast email, how to put it on a landing page. So the video we just made, you'll be able to use that. You might have to upload your video to YouTube or Vimeo or some sort of video player to have it work correctly. But in most cases, you can just upload the video directly. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff got the link there as well. Okay. But I highly do recommend if you're looking for the more in-depth training that you head over to Ballen Academy and join us there, where I put all my intensives and master classes and things like that. Okay. Which, by the way, if you are a VIP member or Ballen Method Lifer and you're on this call, we have an event at the end of this. What is it? 2 weeks from today. And it is on, oh gosh, no, I forgot. Hold on. It is on Dominate Your Market with Hyperlocal Strategies. Dominate your market with hyper-local strategies. And it won't be specific to command, although I always tie in how we might use that with command, okay? So we're going to really look at like hyper-local Facebook groups, newsletters, blogging, that type of thing. Okay, now let's go back over to designs. We're in templates now. I'm going to show you some things that you may not have known, that you may not realize are here. The first one is the KW app. So you have all and square. It looks like they're all, are they all square? They might be, but that's okay. You can still use the squares on regular social media. So right here, these would be, so if I were to be strategic about this, I would look at this, and I always look at everything in a calendar format, meaning where I kind of look at the year and say, okay, if I'm going to do this activity, how many times do I want that activity to repeat? And how can I automate it or schedule that in a way that makes sense? Okay, so let's look at it this way. Let's just say, actually, while we're going through this, it's perfection. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 18. All right, so that's more than a year's worth. So let's just say one time a month, we're going to post a app, download my app, one of these things. Okay. So how this would work is we would just go ahead and pick one. Let's go ahead and use this one. And we're going to open it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to customize 12 of these download the app images. And I'm going to have them in my library. And then I'm going to go over to Quick Post, and I will schedule maybe the first of every month to send out a download my app. Now you can do way more than that. And you can actually use these same formats, but change the picture, change the message. You can send one once a week if you want to. You could do one every day and they would look different if you want to do that. Okay, but this is just an example of, that's really cool. I like their little text message there. Okay, so you could save this as is, or maybe you want to do what I talked about and you want to put your picture on there. Oops, I'm dragging and dropping. Click the plus sign. It'll turn out much better. Okay. Now in this particular case, I don't want to be maybe as obvious on that one, the way it's, okay. So I'll just put myself there, or maybe behind the sink. Can I get myself standing behind the sink? Maybe. I think I'm on the counter. We better go down here. Okay. So you could do something like this. And then once you save it, so maybe you save this as download the app 1, something like that. And then if you wanted to change that background, go over here to company and look at the libraries. They have holidays. Look at that. Maybe we want to make that one the Christmas one. Oh, that is so cute. Okay. So then I would come up here and let's see, I think I would need to make a copy of this so that it doesn't override the same one. Is there a way to make a quick copy of it? Lock page, download. Okay, so we know what I would go ahead and save this and put download app Christmas, maybe something like that. And then click done, save. Okay, and then just go back and create a new one. I think we can duplicate this, can we? 3 dots, make a copy. There we go. So if you hover over any of your templates and you click on the 3 dots up in the corner, you can make a copy of it. You know what might be really smart is to actually just make 12 copies and then go in and edit each one. So then I have them all done. Do you have any questions? Am I spinning a little bit, or do you understand where I'm going with this? Why I'm creating the 12, what that concept is? Because what we're going to do is after you do your 12 apps, then you go in and do the next one that's going to be on a different kind of topic. Okay, that makes sense? All right, perfect. Okay, isn't that cute? I love that little dog one. It's so cute. All right. So schedule 12 of those. You can play with the picture. So if you go back to images, company, you could also upload your own. So you've got holidays, you have house interiors. Look at this. So remember, just click on it and replace image. Oh, that's gorgeous. Now watch your text. Look how washed out that just got. So you may have to play with your filters. Like this is opaque. So you may have to play with those a little bit, or your colors, or just to pick a darker background. Because if you've got text overlay, you want to be able to read it. So you can also drag that around and put that somewhere else. Okay, so I would just play around with those. However, or replace that text altogether. There's so much to choose from here. It's absolutely incredible. I love this one. I've used that one before. I love that kitchen. Okay, so see, that looks much better on that coloring. So you kind of play around with that. Okay, so cool. So now you got the app part. You're going to go in and you're going to schedule once a month at least to do an app one, right? You can do that in one morning. All 12 are done. That's the way I do my stuff. I like to pick a topic, go out and create 12 of them or whatever. Like my videos are like that. Like, okay, my course that I'm building right now is on WordPress real estate websites. So I take a look at those real estate WordPress websites and say, okay, there's 12 months of those. What 12 topics do I want to cover? All right, let me go make those topics and let me schedule them all to go out. So it's just kind of how my brain works with that. Okay, so now let's go back to the library. Okay, so you've got the apps. All right, now go down to listings. You have your for sale. keep in mind, you can interchange these. Just because it says it's for sale doesn't mean you can't use it for pending or just sold or open house or anything else. I'm just kind of showing you what's in here. You've got your social wide, your social square, your social stories. Okay, see, look at all these stories. How cool are these? Okay, you've got door hangers. These door hangers can also be social media posts. They can be pins on Pinterest. This is a great one. I like that. I like these. You just save them as a JPEG image and they can become anything that you want them to be where it fits. Okay. You've got flyers. Look at these flyers. All right. I see people post flyers on social media too. Any of these can be saved as a JPEG or a PNG image and it can be used on social media. Watch this. Standard postcards. These can be a social media post, just the same. You just save it as a JPEG. Now your bifolds, I would not put that on social media. Your trifolds, I would not put that on social media, but I just wanted to show you those are here, okay? Now under your listings, you also have updated price, okay? Neighborhood snaps. All right, now let's take a look. How many of you guys have never seen how the neighborhood snap works? This is different from the video, yet they kind of go hand in hand and can be used as a nice campaign together. You guys have, okay, those of you who are saying me, you guys have never seen the smart post. Okay, so what you would do with one of these is go ahead and let's just pick this one. We're going to click use. Now, the idea of this would be to pick a neighborhood and you're going to create a market snap for that neighborhood. And this can be, hold on, let me go back and grab one that's more social sized. Let's go to social wide. Okay, let's go, this one's cute. Let's go to this one. Okay, so we'll stick with that horizontal for this one. But remember, these would be great stories if you pick one of the long ones. These would be great door hangers or postcards for a neighborhood as well. Okay, so let's just say I'm geographic farming Summerlin, right? So look what I do here. I say, hey, Summerlin, your market is on the move, or home prices are up 12%. People love statistics. They love numbers. Even if they're not a numbers person and they hate math, it captures their attention. So something more like home prices are up. I mean, think about this. Who are you targeting here? If I'm really bragging about home prices are up, I'm probably targeting sellers. So I'm thinking to myself, let me do this home value snapshot kind of thing, get their attention. All right, home prices are up 12%. Okay. Hey, Summerlin homeowners. There we go. You know, maybe I'm going to be really specific. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to replace the DBA. Same thing. Make sure you drag and drop it. Put it where it fits. Okay. Now, right here on the left-hand side, if you click on the snap, and we are going to go to KWLS. Then we click on snapshots, search the neighborhood name or search by postal code. Perfect. 89138. That's what I want. Let's see how that comes together for us. Ah, what? You don't have my zip code? All right, I know Summerlin South is in here, so let me try that one. Summerlin South. There we go. Okay, and then we will let that finish spinning. What we're looking to do is kind of take that same idea of the video and drop in the numbers here. doesn't seem to be working though. Yeah, I'm just getting spinning right now. Okay, well, when this is working correctly, what'll happen is you'll be able to see the stats pull up here, and then you'll drop that in to replace this, and it will replace it with current stats. Now, the last time I used this, I was not able to change these the same way we could change them in that little listing video. But this is still a really cool, quick snapshot social post to put on Facebook. Okay. This is a really cool feature. I'm sad that it's not, I can't pull it up right now. So keep that in mind. What I would do here is the same thing. I would do 12 months. Okay. So week 1, Monday, we're doing all of the apps. And then maybe the second week, I want to do a market snapshot of a video or zip code in the area. Okay. So you've got that ability there. Here's your open house ones. So same basic selections up here. And then we've got your under contract. Kaylee have not yet played with the KW magazine yet. I have played somewhat with the listing presentation and the buyer presentations. They're not quite as easy to use as like a Canva, but they're still really cool features, really cool items that can be used for sure. So just sold. Then you have your local expert. Okay. So these are another one of my personal favorites for social media. Again, people love numbers. They love clean, quick, and easy. So pick this one, something like how's the market with this nice, white, clean, crisp design again. Okay. Now, these houses are not in Vegas, no way. So I would come over here again and I would go to company. And now we have lifestyle at home, neighborhoods, house exteriors. Look at this, house exteriors. That is totally a Vegas house. So I would go like this and then replace it. Now you can use these little borders, these little guys here, just to drag and drop things to the size that you want them to be. Okay. Now this is changeable. How many new listings? You can just type this in here. Okay. So there's no reason you can't really quick pull up your MLS, pull up these averages and type this in. Now here, this says local activity in the last 24 hours. You can change that to a week worth of listings, 2 weeks worth of listings. Now, does this one also do the KWLS thing? I want to say that it did, but since we can't test it, I'm not 100% sure. Because it's been a while since I've created that one. Well, if the snapshot part is not working, just go in and type in whatever would be accurate using your MLS. Okay, these are great. So again, those tie in all in lines with the market. People love these kind of graphics. And guys, these graphics you can add to your blogs. You can add those to your email newsletter you send out. There's so many ways to use those. These are printable, mailable. You know, you can walk around and hand them out to your geographic farm if you want to. So then we have all of those under listings. Then you have your listing presentation. This is not a social media item, so I'm not going to get into this today, but I believe I have a video or course on how to create the listing presentation. And then we have under buyer, we have the neighborhood snaps again. And then you have Keller Mortgage. So let me just tell you something. I'm buying a house right now for myself, and I just closed on a house that my brother and I bought for my mom to live in. And I'm learning things for the first time, as even though I'm a real estate agent, I have not worked in the field in years. And so for me, I'm acting more like a regular buyer would. I'm Googling things. Things are catching my eye on Facebook. It's kind of fun to see how a buyer would feel during this process. And the first thing I started looking for wasn't actually the house. The first thing I started looking for was, what credit score do I need to have? What could I qualify for? How much home can I afford? You know, I'm looking at mortgage and loans actually before I went right into looking at real estate. So these types of ads or these type of organic social posts can also help generate leads for you and for your lender. Maybe you're using Keller Mortgage. So these could be great use for those as well. Okay. Then you have your buyer presentation. So you have several options in here. Oh, look at that. So there is an Instagram fears versus facts. I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me just see. Can I open in a new window? No, darn. I just want to see what that is. Oh, that looks like an Instagram story to me. I like this. We could probably use this. I want to play with this one. Buying a home, fears versus fact. Look at, here's the first page of the story. You insert the fear and then what's the real fact. Then you do it here. Fear, I can't buy a home. Okay. These are awesome. I like this. I really like this one. I haven't seen this one before. That's really cool. Okay. Those are the types of things that would make excellent stories that have a sequence of some sort if you're using social media stories. Okay. Then we go down to, let me hop down here for the sake of time to show you a couple things. We have social branding. So these are Twitter covers, LinkedIn covers, and Facebook covers. Okay. So what you would do is you would click on like Facebook cover. We're going to click use. And then you would customize this the same way, super quick. And then once it's how you like it, you're going to go up here and go to download, and we will start download. And we'll save this as a Facebook cover. Let's put it on the desktop so I can find it quicker. Okay, and then go over to Facebook. And we'll go ahead and go to my business page, Lori Ballen Team. Okay, and then up top, you can see how it looks up there. You actually can create a carousel on Facebook and put in multiple pictures. So if we click edit, and then we're going to go to upload a photo, desktop, grab the cover, open. There it is. Then you can drag that around if you need to resize it at all. And then save changes. So you could put several in a sequence. I love the concept of creating that story, that fear versus fact in like a slideshow like that. That would be cool. Okay. So we have those, that's another really cool social feature. And then we'll go back into the library there. We have email signatures that work good with like Google, where you can put in an email signature image. Okay. If you click on anything, it can become a social image. Okay. So let me give you an example. How many of you guys are in referral groups? You're in like Keller Williams referral group, Lori Ballen's referral group, this person's referral group, whatever it is. How many of you guys are in those referral groups? Okay. So they say, hey, I need somebody in Phoenix, Arizona. Who do you guys have? And everybody's like, me, right? Well, you can use these business cards to actually create something that you can put on the social media post when people ask who to use. So I would take that picture. I'm going to replace it with my picture. Okay. Drag that, get it where you want it. First name, Lori Ballen. Put in all your info. You can shrink these sizes up here of fonts. You see that? Nice and easy. Put in all your info. Obviously, I'm Las Vegas, Summerlin. Then what you do is you save this. You go to download and you just save it as an image on your computer. And now whenever somebody says, who do you know? You can actually put your business card up there. Now they've got your name, your text information. There's a identity. Maybe you want to put a big header on here. Like you're making this for the purpose of doing that. What if you wanted to put most referred Vegas agent? Or what if you wanted to put closed 12 referrals in 2020? Or I offer a 35% referral commission, whatever it is. I'm just making stuff up. That could be whatever, military specialist, those types of things. Remember, you're using this for that purpose, so you can customize this and make it however you want to reply. Isn't that cool? I think that's just such a smart way to use these business cards, personally. Thinking outside the box of things that you can do that you may not have even realized were there. Okay. How about the meeting backgrounds? Have you guys seen the meeting backgrounds are down here. If you go down to pivot, shift ahead, okay, you have, look at these. Look at all these these could also go on Facebook. I think they would resize and probably fit fine. So these are quick little ads that have been created. But if you scroll down here, you have Zoom backgrounds that you can use. You can customize it. You could brand it. These could be your YouTube backgrounds. They could be, those meeting backgrounds are really cool too. We also have new designs. This is where they come in and add things that'll be more like seasonal. So you have some St. Patrick's Day. We have St. Patrick's Day next week, right? Next weekend? Next Wednesday. It must be next Wednesday. It's a week from today. So you have these that you can, here's an Instagram story or a Facebook story. So you can go in and personalize it however you want. You could add your picture. You have daylight savings times. Spring is sprung. So these will be seasonal and appropriate to when it's time to actually make these videos. There's a whole luxury collection. So I love the black and white. Love, 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 love. So all of these designs that are postcards can also be used for social. And then you have, look at these social squares. Okay, those can also be used. For those of you that are in leadership, there's all kinds of special things here: franchise awards, agent recognition, agent onboarding, training, bold. Okay, so you don't even have to be leadership. Maybe you just want to share some of these bold laws, right? Isn't that what they're called? Bold laws? Gosh, it's been a while. Okay, so you might want to use those. Those make great social posts to go and schedule on your quick posts. Okay. Your other one that's really hot, I think, too, is right here under this lead generation. So there actually are home value social posts. So in conjunction with embedding up, hey, Jeff, is there, the last you checked, is there any problems with embedding that calculator lately?
No, that's all been working just fine.
Okay, I only asked because I was trying to do that workaround with the video widget and I couldn't get it to take the video code.
Oh, right.
So, okay, so Jeff says it's not a problem. Okay, so these are all going to be great calls to action for any kind of home value calculator, or maybe you're going to do it manually. You're going to send it to them. You're going to do a CMA, or you have another tool you're using, whatever. These are fantastic. You have social wides, social squares, social stories, same type of thing. Under here, we have all of our holidays. Okay, so you can see those. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there's the rest. I was like, where's the rest of them? Look at this. Mardi Gras, Lunar New Year. These are fantastic. I like it. Valentine's Day, President's Day, Black History Month. So there's a lot in here. Groundhog Day. These are cute, right? So you could, all year long, you can schedule these out. Women's History Month. Then you're going to be timely and on point. Client testimonials is another super, 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 super cool, easy one to do. Okay. These can be stories. They can be wide. They can be square. So all you do is grab the post. Again, I'm sticking with my bright white, clean designs. I like these so much. What you would do is you would just click here. So I collect all of my reviews, Lori Ballen team, on Google My Business, GMB, on Google Places, they used to be called. So I collect my reviews here. So as you can see here, we've got 90 Google reviews. So let me just go in here and grab one. Okay. So Krista killing it up here. We'll just grab one of Krista's. So what I do is I will not take the whole review if I'm putting it in a design because it's going to be way too much text, but I'm looking for something very specific. I'm looking for a piece of that. So here's what I'm going to do. From start to finish, she was there with us. I would definitely recommend. I may just have to add her name in. So I'm going to paste it here. Let's see how it looks. From start to finish, Krista Porter was there with us. I would definitely recommend her to our friends and family. Okay. And if you want to put in a little bracket so that you can show that you inserted that into the thing, you can. And then here, client name, I would put, who was that? That was Maria. And I don't know where she's from. So she's probably Vegas. So I would just put like Maria S. Las Vegas. Okay. And then here, I'm going to replace with my DBA. See how easy that is? If you want to add your picture somewhere on here, you can. And maybe you want to add text. So let's add a title. And I like these little wizards now that are popping up that are showing us how to do things. Maybe that's going to be like ballenvegas.com. And then obviously I should have used a much smaller one. So let's go down to like 86. See how that fits. Let's go to probably could just drag that down. There we go. Let's do it that way. Okay. So what do I want them to do? I want them to hop online to learn more about us, right? That says Vegas. So I don't need to add Vegas in there. So something along those lines, right? Now, how many testimonials do you get? Every time you get a testimonial, you can go on and create a different testimonial image, use the same templates, use different templates, whatever you want, schedule those out on your social media post. Okay, those are also great. You know what else you could do with this? You could put your picture here and then put a quote about the market. I can't believe houses are selling in 5 minutes. What a hot market to be a seller. Dude, I like this. And then put Lori Ballen, realtor. Something like that. Isn't that cool? So there's another way. It doesn't even have to be testimonial. It can be you quote the market, you quote, tell people this will catch their eyes like crazy. They see a face and they see a quick little short quote like, what is she saying? These are great pieces, and you could use your whole team. If you have a team, you could quote your home inspector, you could quote your lender, you could quote whatever. I think that's really cool. Okay. And then you also have icons, you have logos that you can add up here as well. I think I came up with 30 when I was prepping for this. I need to still put them down in a list, but I believe I came up with like 30 just going through these basics 30 ideas, 30 actual uses for social media. And that's not including the various sizes, the various images, the various words, just 30 things that are already there for us that are common that agents will just hop on here and use. You also have event invitations. So these are going to be great. Also, you could use them for open house, pie giveaway. Look at that, pie giveaway. A lot of you guys doing pie giveaways, right? And then you have client love. So these are really cool if it's somebody's birthday. It's one of your clients' birthdays. You can actually personalize this and say, happy birthday. You can add their name to it. Look at this one. I love this one. Happy name day. So you open happy name day and you go on here and you put happy Lori day or happy Lori Ballen day. Remember, you can shrink that down to a size that's makes more sense. Whoops, that was weird. I keep clicking on something that is doing that. So weird. Okay, and then we're gonna make that bigger. Happy Lori Ballen Day. Anyway, you get that like you want it. You can change the fonts. See up here, you can change all the fonts. You can change the size. I would move your logo somewhere else, replace that logo. Now go on and post that on Facebook and tag that person. Post it on your business page and tag that person and give them some recognition. Okay, we're almost done. I think I've given you all the important elements here. And then underneath the client love is I love KW. So these would be great for any of you want to recruit. You know, look at these. Look at how many cool backgrounds there are that we can use to quote KW stuff or, you know, so if you're building your profit share and you want to do that, you also have a personally branded here. This is your magazine. We will do the magazine in another video because that's going to be something we want to sit down and really take some time with creating. But I love the concept. Basically, these booklets, these presentations, what you do is you go through one page at a time, you click the plus sign and you add it to your document. Then you can go in and edit each one. You see that? See how I'm editing each page? Because you might not actually want all these pages. But let me tell you, this is gold. This right here, this is a printable pre-listing presentation. It's a mail out to your geographic farm. It can be screenshots that you use for social media. It's got so much in here that is really, really valuable for creating a really impressive. If I'm going on a listing presentation, I'm competing with other people, especially in today's market, I'm bringing something like this. You could even print this and have it spiral bound. I used to go to, back in the day, I don't know, this may sound really primitive, but I went to Office Depot and I bought a whole bunch of those little spiral things. I bought a spiral bounding machine and covers. And the covers had a little business card pocket on the inside also. And I would do something like this, edit the whole thing, print it, bind it myself, and then go on the listing appointment. And it's so easy. You create it once, you know, and you might have to edit this like 15 years in business. Now next year it'll be 16 years in business. You go in, but once you have this templated, this is better than any generic listing presentation anybody could ever give you. Or you give it to your buyers when you go on your buyer presentation, or you have it out, print 5 of them and have them at your open house, or 10 of them or 20 of them. There's also companies you can send this to that'll spiral, put it all together for you in a little packet. So anyway, all right, how'd we do? Did you guys get a lot of ideas that you can use today for social media? And that's without ads. We didn't even do ads. That's all organic, free stuff that you can use. 2 hours worth of free stuff, years worth of content that you can create and schedule out. Absolutely incredible. All right, good. Well, I'm glad this was helpful. Reach out to Paul and Jeff at ballenbrands.com if you want help with KW Command. If you're ever in a group and you hear somebody say, hey, who can do my KW stuff? Ballen Brands is a great place to work with. And they're my brothers, so I know I vouch for them. And then I would love to have you as a VIP over at ballenacademy.com so you can join in all of our trainings. And for those of you that already are VIPs, thank you so much for being here. And my lifers, mwah, Talk to you guys all later, and we'll get this recording up and loaded. Thanks so much for joining me today.